£10 a month.
DAZN, if you're watching DAZN, do you want to sign us?
Yeah.
We'll do a podcast on your channel, and you can pay us, and then we can quit our jobs and live the good life.
Exactly. Living my
That'd be
best life.
Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, to the Footy Fetish podcast with myself, Alfie, and OG today, Ollie.
Yo.
It's just the dream team back once again, us two. Mark's pulling a sickie, loves a sickie. No, I'm joking. He's actually fucked up his back quite badly. So we'll say Mo Farah signs out to Mark. Hope you're feeling better, bro.
Yeah.
Harry will be here tomorrow, as well as special guest and fan favourite Dan Bardell. So make sure that you're going to be here for tomorrow's pod. I think Mark will not be here for tomorrow, but we'll be back next week, basically.
Yeah.
Just
He might be here. He might surprise us all, but he also probably won't be.
Yeah, but that's okay. We just want you to get better, my bro. But yeah, we're just going to go through some news. We were going to do some ranking of transfer window and that kind of thing, but we figured that I feel that that'll be better once we're all together, or at least like the main of us are together.
We have a new follower. It might be a bot. It's host00312.
Well,
Thank you. If you're not a bot.
If you're not a bot, we'll give you a Mo Farah sign regardless. We need to come up with a bot Mo Farah sign.
Yeah.
I don't know how we do it. We could always do it like that. Yeah, fair enough. Right. Yeah, sorry, as I was saying, yeah, we were going to do the transfer rankings, our little, but we know Liverpool would have been bottom, Arsenal just above, and then Palace at the top. Basically a little rundown for you. But
No
yeah,
spoilers, spoilers. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, we're just going to go through some news and general footy shit today before our preview for the weekend's football tomorrow. Feels weird that we're doing it a day late, and now we've got back-to-back day streams, but look at us, man. Look at us.
Look at us. Look at us.
Who'd have thought? Not me.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah, so we're going to just go through the World Cup qualifiers, just some talking points of the World Cup qualifiers. I didn't realise they're still on. We're playing tonight. We're playing Poland tonight.
Yeah, Lance been announced. I haven't actually looked at it yet, but you know what? Let me get that up as we speak.
Yeah, go on. I've got it here, Ollie.
Right. Here
Very
we go.
much the vein of the first game.
Yeah, we've got Pickford, Shaw, Maguire, Stones, Walker, Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips, Jack Grealish, Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, and Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. Harry Kane.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay, alright, we're going to smash Poland.
Yeah.
Sorry, Simon, if you're watching, brother.
He's not. He's streaming right now.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, if you're watching, go quickly to Shed Gaming stream, type taking the L, and then come back here. And bring all of his viewers back here as well. But yeah, so we're playing tonight. But obviously, more importantly, we've already played 2 games and absolutely smashed both teams we played. Obviously, Hungary and Andorra. But I tell you what, Ollie, that Hungary win felt good.
It did.
Do you know why that Hungary win felt good?
Why was that, mate?
Because the Hungarian fans were
They were big.
Yeah, Jesus.
Big cunts.
Now, I don't want to touch on too much. I don't know the social etiquette and social standard in Hungary. I just don't.
Neither
But
do
from
they,
what we've
apparently.
seen, from what we've seen, obviously at the Euros, I feel like there was trouble with Hungarian fans at the Euros. But I can't 100% say it, but I feel like there was. And then obviously this game, throwing cups and stuff like that. Just look, guys, you're getting battered. You're going to get battered by every team you play because you're shit. And it doesn't help when you've got fans, being racist and abusing players. So just basically Hungary, sort yourself out. Not, the team and people, whatever.
No,
But yeah, we smashed them. The boys look good, man. I know it's obviously saying Hungary, but yeah, man, we're still the best team in the world. Italy, whatever. We're still the best team in the world.
Yeah, I've seen something today about the top valued international clubs, and England, number 1. We're the only international team worth over $1 billion.
Mate, it's crazy. It's like we already have this team, and you see players that aren't starting in this team: Trent, Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, like Patrick Bamford. These are Reece James.
Sancho.
These are all top. Sancho. These are all top. And then even if you go a little bit lower, you go to like. I know you've got, you could go to your Harvey Elliott's that are up and coming. You've got other young players, Eze, if we're going to go there, fuck it. If we're going Smith Rowe, we'll go Eze. But But yeah, no, we've just got like even down to like players that aren't even getting a look in at the moment. They are all quality.
Yeah.
We have hopefully such a bright future ahead. But yeah, hopefully we can get it. I know I've seen something that Gareth's having a negotiation about his contract in November.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I hope he gets an extension.
I
There's
think he
no
will.
reason why he shouldn't get an extension.
Definitely. 100%. It's not like he did terribly at the Euros. Obviously, we got to the final, did unbelievably well. And it's not like we're doing badly in these European qualifiers either. There's literally no reason, apart from if he's got his own personal reason that he doesn't want to stay. Fair enough. But in terms of people in the FA and everything not wanting to keep him, they don't have any leg to stand on at all.
No, there's no reason why you want to keep him. He's got us the best we've ever been since 1966. So, I don't know. But also, let's just touch on the topic of Trent playing in midfield, because everyone thought he could do it. He can't do it.
No.
He is rubbish in midfield. I'm sorry. Like, it's easy when you're a right back, because all you've got is that bit down the right. Not when you've got to take up the whole rest of the field. Like, I'm sorry, like Mark. It's a shame Mark's not here to talk about it. But mate, Trent cannot play in that midfield. I'm sorry. Not when you've got other options like, Bellingham, Rice, Phillips. Like, it's just like Rice and Phillips. Obviously, I think they've cemented that midfield duo spot. They are just outrageously good together.
Yeah, Mark, if you're in the chat, defend yourself. Defend your boy.
Yeah. Or Kieran, if Kieran's here.
Yeah.
Let us know, why is Trent so shit? Just let us know, mate.
In the midfield. Anyway. Well, to be fair,
we love Trent. We love Trent.
Yeah, we do. It's all banter at the end of the day.
It's all banter. But honestly, like he wasn't impressive, and I understand that he hasn't played there that much. I get it.
Yeah.
But
against a team like Andorra, though, you'd expect him to perform a bit better. Like, I texted you boys and just said, I don't know much about like the football in Andorra, but they looked like a League Two team, man. They were terrible.
They were awful.
We didn't look like, to be fair, we didn't look too amazing, but we'd put out a vastly different squad compared to the previous game.
Yeah, 100%.
So and obviously we had Trent playing in the midfield, for Christ's sake. So, but yeah, no, they still did a great game. It was still a confidence boosting win.
Yeah, 100%. I think Bellingham's going to be a baller. Bamford, I really like Bamford, and I have to be honest with you. This was going to come up earlier. We all know Jamie O'Hara, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we know Jamie O'Hara. We know that, unfortunately, TalkSport. I like TalkSport, right? But unfortunately, they've given him a seat to spout his bollocks basically on a daily. He came in. He came in and said, obviously, we've had the who would you rather have, Kane or Ronaldo, to win you a title? He went with Kane. I mean, there's been no record of that in any whatever. But he also his most recent one, Ollie, which is even better, is that he believes Bamford being called up is wrong and is blocking the road for other players to come through and play for England. Now, I just want to take you into account, just put this out there. No, the only English striker that was better than Bamford last year was Harry Kane.
Yeah.
That is it. Like statistically, he was the only English striker better, and they play like, if you want to take Harry Kane out of that team, and you want obviously the quality is different, but if you want like for like style,
yeah, that's the closest you're gonna get.
Patrick Bamford in there, man.
Yeah.
So
they're very similar players in the way that they play the ball, the way that they obviously finish and everything like that. They're very, very similar. You're not gonna get much closer to Harry Kane in terms of like the playing style than Patrick Bamford.
Yeah.
And obviously I can only understand what Jamie O'Hara's saying if he's talking about on an age basis. If he's thinking, let's get someone really young compared to Bamford, who's just late 20s now or something. It was his birthday at the same day as the Andorra game.
Yeah, he's 28.
Yeah, and it was Saka's birthday as well, just turned 20. But that's the only way I can think of making sense of Jamie O'Hara's comment there. Thinking, let's give someone that's unbelievably young a chance, like a Balogun or something, like someone that's like still in their teens or whatever, or a Greenwood or something like that.
They've got so long.
Yeah, they've got a long time. Bamford is ready now, I think, and
he deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. He had a great season last year. Yeah. He's doing pretty well this year.
Yeah, he's got 1 goal so far, 1 goal and an assist this year, and he's looked a better player so far this year. I think he looks so much more comfortable in the Premier League.
Yeah, he looks more complete.
Yeah, and his build-up play is just fantastic. But yeah, it's just Jamie O'Hara chat shit again. Mate, it's just every day now.
Talksport have got a real thing about getting people on that don't understand football.
Oh mate, yeah. I mean, well, you've got Alan Brazil, you've got
Charlie Austin was on there.
Charlie Austin, who can't score against Championship defenders, let alone Premier League ones. So mate, keep your opinions to yourself. You got Jason Cundy on there. Who? Exactly, brother. And then you got like Jim White, who I actually really used to like Jim White when I saw him twice a year because it was on transfer deadline day. Now you see him daily.
Nah.
He's an idiot. No, I'm sorry, I'm only joking, Jim. You're fine, but you are a bit of an idiot. But yeah, no, it's just outright, mate. It's just bad, bro. Honestly, so bad. Get some young boys in there, man. But yeah, no, get us in there. Give us a show. Why don't you give us a show?
Exactly.
We'll chat shit. If you want us to chat shit, trust me, we could do it with the best of them. All right, so just give it to us.
Pay us. We'll make sure everyone's here.
Yeah,
every week.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. No bad back is going to keep anyone out of it.
When your pockets are full, your back feels alright.
Exactly. I don't mind putting a muscle in my back when I'm lugging around that big sack of money.
Yeah. Oh god.
In other news, France are shit now. I don't know if you've seen this, Billy.
Yeah.
They've got so far. There's 2 games, 1-1 draws against Bosnia and Ukraine.
Big games,
Mate.
man. Big games. There's some tough opponents.
Yeah. That one-man team of Edin Dzeko, who is like 40 now.
Oh, hang on. Let's not forget about Sed Kolasinac as well.
Yeah, how could I forget? How could I forget? I'm so sorry. Didn't even know he was a Bosnian, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need to turn their shit around, man, real soon, because they had a really disappointing Euros going out like they did, and now, I mean, their World Cup qualifiers aren't looking too much better, to be honest, man.
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest. I think it's cool. Like, I wouldn't mind France getting all like turmoily again and stuff like that. I think it's hilarious. Makes for good content, but surely when it comes to it, they are too good to not be. At least they're going to make the World Cup. It's just how far they get there.
Yeah, 100%.
How far they go when they're actually there.
On the same lines as France, did you see their under-21s drew 1-1 with Faroe Islands yesterday or the day before? That is what they're doing at the moment. They've got that youth squad that they're building to bring into the senior team is going to be top notch.
Yeah, really, really good. I mean, they've got a World Cup. I would do anything for a World Cup.
Yeah, we'll look. Mate, this time next year, all said and done, we'll already have one.
Yeah, I just want one so bad.
Actually, no, it won't be this time next year because the World Cup's in the winter, isn't it?
Yeah, doing the most tin pot shit going on. Honestly, I hate it. I hate the way football's going right now. It's getting bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll come on to that because there's some biennial World Cup stuff that's going on that I'm just not happy with. But we'll get back onto that anyway. And it's your man as well, but we'll get onto that. Poland smashed San Marino 7-1. Yeah, I'm only saying that because we're playing them tonight, and they could do something. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. They've got Lewandowski, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do something. Maybe get a goal or something like that. But we're too good, man. We're just too good. England out here just doing mad things. But obviously, I think the funniest thing that's happened at these World Cup qualifiers is the Brazil-Argentina game.
Oh my god.
Obviously, you would have seen this. It got, I think it was 6-7 minutes into the game, got abandoned because, health authorities stopped the game. It's come out that obviously 4 Argentinian players, Martinez, Buendia, Romero, and Lo Celso, had violated the Brazilian COVID regulations and had lied on their pre-flight health declarations. This helped them sidestep the rules that any player who's been in the countries of the United Kingdom, South Africa, or India in the previous 14 days are forbidden from entering Brazil, unless they are Brazilian citizens or have a permanent residence in the country. Now, obviously, Martinez, Buendia, Romero, and Lo Celso do not fall into those categories. And if I'm being completely honest, like, I know it's a general. Who doesn't know that Martinez, Buendia, Romero, and Lo Celso play in the Premier League?
I just don't understand how that something like that can happen.
Mate, honestly, it's insane. The ineptitude that has obviously happened with these people governing what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, they're incompetent, because how can you let this happen? These are high-profile people.
The only thing I can think of is some corruption down the line somewhere. They've done it. They've let them in on purpose, and then just to try and fuck them in the long run, or whatever. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I think something like that happened. South America can be quite a strange place sometimes. But yeah. I wouldn't want to say too much more. But yeah, no. The only thing that I can think of is someone has allowed that to happen on purpose, because you don't get 4 Premier League players. They don't just fall into Brazil. They don't fall into the country. People must have known that they were going to be there. The Premier League would have known they were going to be there. Their teams, the various representatives, their sponsors, everything. Everyone knew they were going to be there.
Yeah.
How have they allowed this to happen still?
It's just insane, man.
It's
Just money talks. Money. Oh, gee. Okay, my Instagram's going off. Sorry about that. I was just gonna tweet out our. Did you put a post out for us? Sorry.
What, for the stream?
Yeah.
No, I didn't put anything on socials, but
It's alright. We'll leave it.
put it on various
on the chat.
Discord chats.
Sorry about that little break, people. We're obviously live and stuff like that. You know how it is. But it's just so stupid, man. Obviously, yeah, like I think they've let it go. They've let it happen, something like that. But then, obviously, we've heard 2 conflicting stories on this particular incident. But I've heard that Spurs have decided to now fine Romero and Lo Celso for their involvement in this situation.
Yeah.
And now I know you've heard something quite different, but I've seen that Spurs were expecting Romero and Lo Celso back for the Palace game. Now, obviously, they can't play anyway because of the ban that they've got coming in for 5 days or whatever since coming back. But that is not how they found out. Apparently, Spurs hierarchy found out due to the Argentina manager announcing that Lo Celso and Romero would play this Friday, when they were expected to play this Saturday for Spurs against Palace.
So Tottenham had no clue.
Apparently not.
Oh, I can't believe that. I cannot believe that, because before they even left the country, I saw an article on BBC Sport or something about the fact that Lo Celso and Romero had already been said that they won't be able to play in the Palace game. They weren't going to be available for it due to quarantine. Obviously, once they get back. So, and I don't know, you don't think that Lo Celso or Romero would have mentioned it to anyone at Tottenham? Or the people that know their schedules, assistants, whatever it may be. How can you let that happen?
No, it's so stupid, man.
Ridiculous. If that is true, and Tottenham have had no clue, then baffling.
Yeah, mate. It
even
is
more tin pot than I originally thought.
Yeah, but I mean, things just are not looking good for North London teams right now. It's just not looking great. But at least that's the thing. No matter how bad Arsenal get, at least you're not Spurs.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen. But obviously, since then, not only has that orange juice gone straight to my chest. Yeah, since all that's happened, obviously more players have now come out that basically anyone. I think it was basically the Brazilian players
I've
that
got
are
a
in
list
Brazil
of
now.
players
We have go through the list of players, because it's quite some big players and it's really affected my fucking
And there's
fantasy league.
one thing in this list as well that's kind of baffled me even more. But the players that can't play, we've got Edison, Alisson, Thiago Silva, Fabinho, Fred, Rafinha, Roberto Firmino and Gabriel Jesus. Everton forward Richarlison is exempt due to his club's relationship with the Brazilian FA. Apparently Everton have a good relationship with the Brazilian FA, so he's allowed to play, but none of these other players are.
Yeah.
How does this make sense? It's just such a backwards way of doing things. It's one rule for one person because they play for Everton, but it's another rule for all these other people because they don't play for Everton. Even though we've been to the exact same places, we've played the same game, and we're going back to the same, going back to the same country. Yeah. How does this work? What logic have they used?
I hate it when politics and stuff gets put into football, man. I just hate it. But yeah, this is it. I've actually just found an article here on BBC Sport. It's like Premier League clubs are hopeful players will be cleared to play this weekend. I'll just read a little, an excerpt from this article for you guys. Premier League clubs are hopeful their players will be available this weekend, despite 4 nations triggering a rule to prevent them from playing. Players who did not travel after being called up by Brazil, Mexico, Paraguay, and Chile have been banned for 5 days under FIFA regulations. Officials are in talks with FIFA to try and find a way around this issue. Manchester City, Man United, Liverpool, Leeds, Chelsea, Wolves, Newcastle, and Watford are affected. 8 players from 5 clubs have been affected by Brazil's decision alone, which follows a similar move by Mexico, Paraguay, and Chile last week. Brazil invoked the bans after the Premier League stopped players from appearing for their countries if it meant travel to red-listed countries. So is this just like a spite thing? Is that what this is? Is this Brazil like basically throwing their fucking prams out the throwing their toys out the pram, just being massive babies?
Sounds like it.
Oh, mate. Just because your country's shit at football now, don't try and ruin it for the rest of us. All right?
Oh god.
Jesus, why?
Football is becoming a bit of a mess at times.
Bro, football is crazy, man. Honestly, it's like the best reality show ever. Honestly, it's nuts. So yeah, it says. Players travelling to red-listed countries would have had to miss several games on their returns because of the 10-day isolation period required under UK rules. In addition to missing their side's weekend games, Chelsea defender Thiago Silva and Manchester United midfielder Fred will also not be allowed to play in their team's opening Champions League game against Zenit St. Petersburg and Young Boys on Tuesday. However, it is understood that Brazil have not asked for Everton forward Richarlison to be prevented from featuring against Burnley on Monday. It is felt Brazil showed leniency in that specific case as Everton allowed Richarlison to play at the Olympic Games when the regulations did not force them to. So that makes a bit more clarity on the situation. But essentially, that is still like, oh, we like you a little bit better because you scratched our back, so we'll scratch yours.
If it was the other way around, if players... Like if this was the English government or like the English FA that are controlling all of this, they would be absolute uproar for the fact that they're like, say for instance, if it was the other way around and we had English players like going to we had English players playing in Brazil want to come back to England to play on an international game. And we did something similar to that. They'd be absolutely uproar. There'd be pandemonium. Yeah. People would be so angry, and England's obviously looked at in a very different light to a lot of other countries in this way, where we're being obviously equality is everything. And if England had said that a person can go back and play for that club, but not another one, even though that, as I say, they're going from the same country, going to the same country, and they've been to the same place since being there because they're playing in the same games, like playing for the same team or whatever. Like there is literally no reason other than the fact that they're just being petty.
Right, there is an actual agenda against England when it comes to football. 100%. There is, and I don't want to hear it any other way because. But like I understand that what happened at the Euros, and I hate harping back on this, but what happened at the Euros was disgusting, and we know that. But people were quick to forget that it happens in basically every fucking country. Like we don't even want to touch on like Italy and places like that. They are some of the most. No, we're not going to touch on that because we're bigger than that here at the Footy Fetish podcast. In no way am I defending what happened after the final and everything, but that was the Euro final. Hungary did it to England in a World Cup qualifying game. Yeah.
And no one cares. Exactly.
And no one cares. Now it's done and it's dusted. It's over.
I know. It annoys me, this sort of thing, man. But
it's a agenda against England when it comes to international football, and I really hope we go on to win the World Cup, win the next Euros, whatever. I hope that we make
the Euro Nations League.
I want us to make kids cry. I want us to make kids have be so fucking gutted and sad and cry to their parents about, oh, we lost to England. Yeah, you fucking did lose to England, right?
Do you remember in the Euros when there was that the shot of that girl at the game? It was a Danish girl that was crying and everything, and people started feeling bad and raising money for it. No, we're not doing that anymore.
Whoever started that, I saw the Donny on Twitter that started that. You're a dodgy geezer, lad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, it's just from now on.
Yeah, I don't care. When it comes to racism stuff, I definitely do give a shit, and England fans need to be dragged through the mud if that is situated, when that's going on. But let's not just forget about everything else that goes on in the world and blame England for everything, because it's just not true. You got to be fucking, legit. But yeah, a little bit of news. Obviously, I don't know. Do you watch Soccer Aid, Ollie? How did you enjoy Soccer Aid, my man?
I did actually. You know what? it's probably the best soccer raid we've had in a good few years now. And in terms of the footballing ability was quite poor, obviously, but it was just hilarious, man. It was so like, obviously a lot of young kids there at the game, obviously with their families and that, so everyone was just having a laugh. They made more of a show out of it because it was obviously it's just a laugh at the end of the day. It's there to raise money for charity, for a really good cause. Donate if you haven't already donated to UNICEF. It is a great cause. But yeah, it was no one. Yeah, and donate to us.
We need it.
Yeah, so it was just a massive laugh. You had Harry Redknapp on the sidelines, effing and blind, like shouting and stuff like that. So he goes,
Love it.
John McDermott's terrible in goal for the second half. He's like, just shoot. I keep telling him, just shoot. I don't care where you are, just shoot at him. And Judy Murray, after just before the second half had started, she came out. She's one of the rest of the world coaches or whatever, one of some of the management team, and she came out and they did an interview with Alex Scott and Robbie Williams, who was one of the coaches on the England team, and she basically just said, yeah, well, Harry was telling them to play through the middle in this second half. We need to get the ball to this person. Gave away their whole game plan for the second half. And luckily for them, it was so loud in the stadium that Robbie Williams couldn't hear a thing anyway, and the rest of the world just absolutely trampled on England.
Nice.
But big goal from Lee Mack. Finally he gets his goal after various penalties missed over the years. He's finally got his goal. I can't say it was actually any good because he was literally, the ball kind of fell to him, and it would have been harder to actually miss the shot than to score it. But he did actually miss two about a minute before that. But yeah, no, it's like Soccer Raid I always quite like. It's just very light-hearted. You see players like Jamie Carragher running around, giving Tom Grennan a little elbow and a bit of a push and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a laugh at the end of the day. It's great fun to watch.
That's it.
Just you can't take it too seriously.
No, yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, I did not catch it. I was too busy watching Darren Till getting his ass kicked in the UFC by Derek Brunson. Honestly, I don't know if there's any UFC fans in the chat, man. How heartbreaking was that for our Scouse King, Darren Till? Yeah, honestly, I'm still a little bit heartbroken. But man, like Paddy Pimblett on his debut, getting the first round knockout, another Scouser. Love to see it. I know we're touching on other sports now, but fuck it, why not? It's a shame we don't have Mike here because I've got another bit of Liverpool news. Obviously, Harvey Elliott's picked up a knock and he's gone back away from England. But I don't know if you've seen. Virgil van Dijk has picked up an injury.
Oh, goodness.
He's playing down an ankle injury, saying that it's a little bit injured, but he says that he's already over it. Yeah. Not looking great for, well, the Liverpool, the Scouser proclaimed best centre-back in the world. It's not great, is it?
No, especially his shenanigans last week, pushing that lovely fan away that just wanted a quick selfie.
No.
I think this injury's changed him.
His injury has changed him 100%.
Definitely.
100%.
But if Liverpool do end up with Van Dijk out this season, then praise be. Hopefully.
If Van Dijk gets injured this season, and if he gets injured this season and he's out for quite a long time, do we have to start looking at him as a bit of a flop? Because he's been good for 2 seasons. They paid 80 million for him or whatever, 70 million.
I think you can start to look at him and judge him in a certain way, maybe in the sense that he won't be coming back to ever getting back to where he was in the 2019 season for Liverpool, the year that they won.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it might be a case of this first injury, or now he's come back from this injury, and he might be more prone to now getting more injuries or them happening more frequently, and this might be the start of the end for Van Dijk of his glory days. Very short-lived, really, but in terms of whether he's a flop.
Yeah, I think it's quite hard to say it's a flop when you won the Champions League.
Yeah, flop's not the right word, but I know exactly where you're coming from. You have to look at him in a different way now. You can't say
he might be a little bit like underwhelming in terms of his actual Liverpool career. Has been a little underwhelming.
Anticlimax.
Yeah, because like he's been like, and he was great, and he like I'm saying was because like right now he's not the same Virgil van Dijk that we have seen in the last few years. But if he doesn't, yeah, if he gets another injury, say, and he doesn't kick on and get back to where he was, like it's almost like I don't know, like was it worth it? But then yes, because you got a Champions League and a Premier and your first ever Premier League.
Yeah.
But then you're not going to be able to sell him on for much, and we know that Liverpool don't exactly buy when they don't sell.
No.
So I don't know, man.
I think Liverpool will get lucky. Like someone like PSG will throw 100 mil at them and go, "Give us Van Dijk."
I really do think that Liverpool are going to go back into mediocrity.
I hope so.
They're not going to win another Premier League for a little while. I really don't think they are. Not if they don't reinvest in this squad.
No. It'll be interesting to see what they do in January, considering sort of this. Because it's only been 3 games, it's kind of hard to say the terrible start they've had, because they haven't had a terrible start. They've had a good start, but it's but it's not that same Liverpool from 2019. Not at all. It's I just don't think they're up for it.
No, and I've seen that they're trying to get themselves in the Jude Bellingham sweepstakes, and I just don't see how they can do that when they're up against City, Man United, Chelsea, and these lot. Do you know what I mean? Like you'll be up against a PSG, you'll be up against Bayern Munich. If he's a player coming out of Germany, you'll be up against Bayern Munich. 100%. So I just don't.
I think I can see Bellingham in a Liverpool kit, but I think he might go somewhere else first.
I'd love for him to just stay out of the Premier League. I'd love to see Bellingham in the Premier League. Like, don't get me wrong, but if there was a chance that he would be getting first team football every weekend at a Bayern Munich or at a Juventus, he has to go.
Yeah, that's the thing. For young English players that are obviously abroad or whatever, for getting that game time when they're so young is really good. You can go over there and stuff like that, but I can't speak on behalf of every single one, but I'm pretty sure 90 or 95% of them, they want to play in the Prem every week in, week out. They want to play for the best teams.
Premier League is the goal for any footballer that's worth their salt.
No, 100%. It's the best league in the world. That's not even bias. That is facts.
It's fact.
Straight facts. But yeah, no, he's. I agree with you. I'd love to see him play week in, week out at a Munich or something. But he will end up in the Premier League. He'll end up at one of the big teams. It's inevitable, really. It always happens. Mm-hmm. But it's which one?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I see him. I quite like to see him. Like, to be honest, wherever it doesn't make a difference to me. Like, I'm Palace aren't going to get him, so what do I care? But yeah, no, it'd be interesting. I just think that Liverpool may have missed the boat a little bit this summer. They really should have kicked on, maybe sold someone, bought someone new in. I know they bought in Konate or whatever, but whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like we haven't seen any. He hasn't even played a minute of football yet, so it doesn't seem quite worth it at the moment. But we'll see. Obviously, later in the window. Now, we don't have too much more to go. Obviously, actually, I know we're going back to the England fan thing. Obviously, at the Euros. This is the first sort of thing I've seen of it. I don't know if you've seen anyone, but an England fan has been charged for abusing, obviously, Jadon Sancho, Bukayo Saka, and Marcus Rashford after the Euros. I'll just go through it. A football fan who blamed, so I'll say his name because it's Scott McCluskey, 43, posted comments on Facebook shortly after the penalty shootout loss to Italy. McCluskey of Cheshire was given a 14-week jail sentence, suspended for 18 months with 30 days of rehabilitation work on racism and diversity. He pleaded guilty, to sending offensive, abusive messages by public communication network, obviously Twitter, I'm imagining. But yeah, he was. The judge passed the sentence, and when the judge passed it, the defendant told him, "All I can say is I'm deeply ashamed." If you can have a look at this guy. Like,
is he just a proper, like, what's the word? Just a very stereotypical, exactly how you think he'd look.
Yeah, bruv, he looks a mess. I'll be honest with you. Like, he does look like a mess. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry, Scott. You're a prick.
Yeah, I was going to say, Scott, take these.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Prick.
But yeah, no, he's been obviously. He's also been given I believe he's also been given an electronic tag.
I thought you could say the electric chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Electric tag on Saturday and Sundays. He's got an early curfew. That's jokes. And he's been ordered to pay £85 cost and £128 victim surcharge, which will be deducted from his benefits.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Maybe just work on getting a job, brother. No, I'm joking. There may be reasons why he's on benefits, that kind of thing. He may actually be, he might be disabled, so you have a disability of some sort. But doesn't stop you from being a racist prick. But yeah, it's just good. I hope these more of these stories come through. People need to be held accountable for shit that they say. They shouldn't be. I know
Publicly as well.
I'm all for free speech. I think you should be able to say whatever you want to say, but there are consequences for shit that you say, and you have to be ready to take the consequences if you're ready to talk crazy shit that is just bollock.
I think publicly naming and shaming them is exactly the way to do it as well. Get their face and their name out there. Not ruin their lives as such, but they need, like you said, they need to face the consequences. Don't just think that you can say whatever you want in that sort of way, and obviously just be outright racist and just get away with it. That's not how it works anymore. It might have been how it worked when you were born or whatever, or however many years ago, but we're moving in a different direction now. You can't do that shit, and you deserve it. You deserve everything that you're gonna get.
Yeah, 100%. But it's like, yeah, it's just that, man. It's naming shaming is the only way to do it, man. Because if you're a big man enough to put your name on what you've said, you're a big man enough to take the shit for what you said. 100%. I don't want to hear anything else. And these aren't little boys. These are full-grown men in their 40s. These sad, pathetic men in their 40s who are abusing a 19-year-old kid, who just because he is doing something that they couldn't do and could never ever fucking do, while they sit alone in their sad little lives, probably fucking got a missus that hates them. They're having turkey dinosaurs and smiley faces every night for dinner because no one can fucking cook. That's the sort of life these miserable pricks lead, man. And then they just abuse kids who are just trying to fucking bring happiness.
It's because these kids are already 100 million times more successful than he ever will be, and ever has been.
A lot of it's down to jealousy and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
100%.
Yeah.
Obviously, I understand emotions at the time. Emotions might be running high. You might have had a drink or two, whatever. But there's no excuses for that sort of thing in terms of saying that sort of thing publicly. If you're sat on the sofa, say it to your missus, do whatever you want in your own house. You can't, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You can give your opinion in the privacy of your own home. You don't need to go out and spread the word as much as you want and put it all over social media and direct it at these players. As I say, by all means, do it. Say it to your missus on the sofa or whatever, but it doesn't leave your house.
We don't support any sort of racism.
No, of course we don't. We don't at all. Not
obviously
saying that you should do, but
obviously not. But for me, it's just I remember when I was watching the fucking final when Rashford took that shit penalty. I remember the first reaction I had was "Oh, you wanker! Why did you do that?" Never anything racial or because he's a black don. Who cares, man?
It just doesn't. For people like us, it just doesn't even pop into our heads. Why would it be?
Nah, I'll call you a wanker. I'll call you a silly prick for taking a shit penalty. You deserve that, but you don't deserve to get abused for the colour of your skin and it's Marcus Rashford, man. The same Donny that's on benefits. If you've got kids, Rashford is the reason that your kids are getting food.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's insane. But whatever, man. We'll leave that. But yeah, I mean, something else that's really been getting on my fucking nerves at the moment is FIFA and UEFA just trying to change everything in football at the moment. Yeah. So for FIFA are sorting out a proposal for a biennial World Cup. So that would be the World Cup and the Euros will be every 2 years. So just simultaneously, bang, bang, bang. I think it's a terrible idea.
So what it would be, say, the Euros this year, World Cup next year, Euros the year after that. So every summer there's something.
Yeah.
No, they can't do that. Players need summers off.
100% they need summers off. 100. They need time to get their bodies back, man. I know they're young, but Jesus Christ, they can't be playing 80 games of football a year. 100%. That's insane. And unfortunately, it's fucking Wenger, mate, at the forefront of it.
Yeah.
Trying to push it through. I thought Wenger was supposed to be like a hero, like a good, like one of like a voice for the.
That's the thing. Yeah, I've not really read too much into their reasoning behind wanting to do it. All I've heard is that that's the plan that they're proposing. I don't know why they want to do it. I don't know what backing they have for it, but what the reasoning is. So I can't really pass too much of a comment there. But I don't think it is the right way forwards. Like you say, obviously players do need a rest. You see, like what happened with Pedri. Pedri's also he was forced to go on holiday by Barcelona after coming back, and even still, he came back from holiday 2 days early because he obviously wants to do his part. And this is what his first season at Barca, and he's played however many games in the last 12 months. It's ridiculous how much he's played.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. He's played like 70 odd games this year.
No, like fair play. It's good experience. You're getting all the game time. Like you're getting a lot of game time. Fair play. It's probably what a young player wants, but you're taking the piss out of it, really.
100%. And it's just like it's becoming like, even when you've got someone like Wenger now, who's like pro money rather than fans, like we could be fucked here. Like we could honestly get to the point. Now I'm a big believer in, like, if something big is going to happen, like we saw with the Super League and stuff, like. Unlike in other countries like America, when they up and move teams from St. Louis to fucking LA, nothing happens, even though that's a crazy thing to happen. But fortunately, over here, we actually do something as a fan base. We actually do something. Do you know what I mean? It's not all about the money for us. But it does worry me that we're gonna get to this thing where the football becomes like, I love the NFL. I love the NFL, NBA, and stuff. But those things are products, man. They're forms of, do you know what I mean? They're literal products. They're not a sport.
Yeah.
And I just worry that we're going to go that way. I don't want that to happen. I want football to keep, the sanctity of football, man. What it is, the tribalism of it, everything about it. Like the reason why the World Cup and the Euros are so prestigious, and so everyone is in awe of the teams that win them. It's because they're only every 4 years.
Yeah.
Because they are. So, because they're
in
not.
your career, chances are you only ever play in maybe 3-4 World Cups,
right?
If that.
You got to make it count, man.
Yeah, definitely. So every 4 years, like you don't get that many chances, which I think is what makes it so special. It's like anything. If it becomes too frequent, the novelty wears off and it becomes boring. Just a bit like the European Super League. You see United playing Real Madrid 7 times a year. The novelty wears off, it gets boring. You see him play maybe like once or twice every couple of years or whatever. It's enjoyable. It's like it's a rarity. You don't get to see that happen. But as I say, it just like the novelty wears off. It gets boring. It's not fun anymore.
No, man, it's not, and it just gets a bit ridiculous. Like I just don't see. I get why they want to do it because it's money and all that kind of stuff, and it's like. So I saw Wenger's thing was like, obviously the Euros were only 3 months ago and they feel like a world away. I'm like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Yeah, it was 3 months away. Yeah, it feels like a little bit away because it was a little bit away. It doesn't feel like a year away. The Euros is still very fresh in my mind as a footballing thing, and it's just, I don't know, man. Just stop trying to Americanize everything. Have you not seen the state of America?
No.
Like, why do we want to be more like that?
But this is the thing. These people, obviously, that FIFA and everything, they see what makes money, and obviously in America it makes money. That's why they're trying to follow that sort of thing. But they need to realise that without the fans, they won't be making money at all. And
it's harder. No, sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, yeah, without the fans, they're not going to make money at all. And even if they do try and, oh, we're doing this for you, and we want to give you more football. But the reason you want to give us more football is so we buy more tickets. There's more television rights to sell. There's more that they can do to fill up their pockets and their bank accounts, which isn't right. And it's going to get to the point, obviously we saw it with the European Super League, but it's going to get to the point where there'll be a final straw and people say enough's enough. I'm done with international football. I'm done with the Premier League or whatever it may be. People will, like they've been reporting recently, that there's a severe lack of 16 to 25-year-olds that watch football nowadays. Well, it's because football went from terrestrial TV, free for everyone, to on Sky, where you have to pay a minimum of 30 quid a month or whatever it is. like just for the basic package.
Now, what they might see is there's a lack of 16 to 25-year-olds watching football on Sky, BT, and so. I guarantee you, them boys are just on
Streaming
Reddit,
it.
on Reddit streaming it, because us lot, we're smart. We know how to
Yeah.
get around shit. Like we don't have to pay all these things because we know how to get around it. Man.
Obviously, we do pay all of these things. This is allegedly for other people similar ages to us.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I am in a fortunate situation where I have got Sky Sports and BT Sports, so I basically get whatever in it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. But it's so stupid, man. I just can't be bothered with it anymore.
Yeah.
Change stuff. I understand there's little changes to football, like VAR. I'm all for because it makes sense. Now the way they've executed VAR is dreadful, but the initial idea is fantastic. It betters the sport. It does bring in actually quite a big form of entertainment, to be honest.
No, of course it does. There's all the memes, and it adds to the controversy and the drama and everything. But the way they did it in the Euros and the way that they're taking that now into the Premier League is a lot better than what has been done over the last couple of seasons. It's just been appalling over the last couple of seasons. Last season especially, it was very much ruining games. Like most games, every weekend there was at least one bullshit VAR call. The one time they get one right, everyone's like, "Oh my god, they've actually got it correct!" Like, it's surprising. But yeah, I think the way that they've changed some of the rules now, where they're sort of favouring the attacker more than defenders. They've made some of the lines with the offside a bit thicker. Everything, they're learning from their mistakes and they're pushing it in the right direction, which is good. But yeah, with all these other ideas that they're coming up with, I just think they're just pushing it too far. I just don't think they need all this sort of stuff. Leave it alone. We don't always need to change something. If it's not broken, let's not fix it at the end of the day. Like I said, if there's no reason to change anything, then why bother?
That's it, man. There's no point. Like, sorry about that yawn. Oh god, I'm knackered today. But yeah, it's just changing stuff for the sake of changing stuff and trying to just push. I don't know. They're just trying to. I think, honestly, they're just trying to dumb shit down. And when you try and take on the more American form of stuff, it's easy when it's in America and everyone sort of has the same general way of thinking in a way. But when you come to, let's be honest, the world sport, the rest of us that we care about, you're dealing with different societal and cultural, vast differences that don't always align with the, I've forgotten the word for it now, but it doesn't always align with the Americanism, the American way or the American dream. It doesn't align, and it almost becomes like you can't just imprint that on everyone and expect it to work. You can in America because essentially they just there's always people in America that will just eat whatever they're fucking given. Yeah. There'll be some people that there's people that rock the cart or whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's just stupid, man. You can't do it. Like, we've seen it doesn't happen with the Super League. You can't do it with the world. Like, I get why you want to do it because you want to make money, and people are stupid nowadays, so they can't hold. They can't defer their gratification. They need it immediately. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a bit crazy. It's just a bit crazy. But yeah. Liverpool released their third kit and it's awful.
It is.
Jesus. DHL, McDonald's, Shell, whatever you want to go about it, it's honestly awful.
I think Give Me Sport have been doing something on their Instagram recently. I'm not sure if you've seen it, where they've been fixing Premier League kits from this season. So it's quite cool. They bring up the kit on Photoshop and they change it. It's a quick time lapse of them changing it. Some of them they didn't change much at all, but they make them look considerably better. I think on the Tottenham kit, the sponsor that they have is red. All they did was change it to the same sort of burgundy colour, the same as the shorts, and the kit looks a lot better. Better. They've done it, with quite a few kits now, and I think it's quite interesting to see how easy it could have been. To just make very small, slight changes to drastically improve kits. Obviously, I know it's all a matter of opinion and stuff like that, but I think some of the designs for kits that they come out with, I'm kind of baffled. Like, how on earth has someone okayed that?
Yeah, no, mate, there's so many shit kits out there that it is crazy, man. It is crazy, but that'll always be. We need shit kits, man. We can't always have nice kits, But it's unfortunate. There's some kits that you it doesn't matter what you do, the colorway doesn't allow it to be nice. Like Norwich will never have a nice kit.
No.
Never. Just never will. Because the colour's disgusting.
Speaking of football kits, when I was driving home from the station earlier from work, there was a guy that was walking past one of the local schools, and he had a football kit on. It was black shorts, but it was like a yellow football top, but it was faded. It started fading like here into black. So from a distance, it looked like he'd pulled his shorts all the way up here, and he was walking around because it faded quite high instead of just quite low. So he looked like he had really high shorts on. It made me laugh.
That is joke, to be fair, but yeah, that's a Italy though.
Yeah, well, we've still got a little fantasy update that we forgot to do.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, we could do the fantasy update. Okay.
Finally. Let me bring it up. Here we go.
Do your thing, Ollie. I'm going to sit back now.
I'm only bringing it up on my phone, not on the.
Read it out.
You'll see it all now on the screen.
Sit back and relax while Ollie takes you through the transfers. The transfers. Fantasy league.
So we'll start off with the results from the last game week. We had Ain't Got a Scooby FC, who Jacob lost to 420 Blaze Matuidi, me. It was 33-48 to me. George's Arsenal beat Average 52 versus 48. It's still a pretty close game there.
Average having a tough time.
Exactly, Average having a very tough time. Alf's Gay Pride beat Charles Daniel Gregory 54-42. Then we had Harry's Smelly Alley absolutely dominate Mark's Crouch Potato 67-43. So yeah, that has left the table like this. So we'll start from bottom. We've got Average down in 8th at the moment on 0 points. Ain't Got a Scooby FC with Jacob down in 7th with 3 points. Obviously down on the total points is the sort of goal difference on there. Yeah. We've got Mark down in 6th with 3 points as well. And then everyone else is on 6 points. So we've got George in 5th, me in 4th, Charlie in 3rd, Alf in 2nd, and Harry on Smelly Alley. Harry in 1st with Smelly Alley. But yeah, as I say, at the moment, because it's 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, 0 for loss, like all football is, you know. Yeah. Obviously, everyone's pretty much drawing on this, or most people are drawing on the same amount of points at the moment. It's just the total points which is the difference. But yeah, in terms of this weekend's football, we'll have some transfers going through on Friday, with someone getting Ronaldo. That's Jacob. Someone being Jacob, thank God, and not Mark.
Sure, he sent me photos, screenshots, and everything. So yeah, he's definitely got.
Yeah, we didn't want Mark to get him. Sorry, Mark, but we couldn't have you doing it. You're normally quite good at this fantasy malarkey, but you're not doing too well this year, and we want to keep that going.
Mark's gonna win this week. He's playing me, and I have 9.
Yeah, true, very true. But yeah, we got me versus Harry, Mark versus Alf, Charlie versus Average, and then George versus Jacob this week. So. Should be interesting. I mean, it should be good to see where everyone comes.
Yeah, I'll be losing. I'll be losing.
Yeah, because of those players we mentioned earlier, the Brazilian players that are, well, Brazilian and Argentinian players that are out. People have significant losses in their team. Alf being one of them. Yeah, who have you got? That'll be easier instead of who haven't you got.
So going into this week, I will have Maguire, Havertz, Benrahma, Fernandes, and Iheanacho.
Strong team.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've got Alisson, Firpo, Konsa, Sancho, Wilson, Jesus, Saar, Buendia, Pereira, and James all out.
Some of them due to injury, some of them suspensions.
Yeah, some suspensions, some COVID, some but. All of them I need. I can't really. The only one I'm thinking about trying to sort out is Firpo, because I don't necessarily need him. Yeah. But like, mate, I'm fucked this weekend. I'm taking the L this weekend. But I can't get rid of him because I need him for down the line. So I've just got to take the L. Nothing else I can do.
The only 2 players that I had that weren't going to be playing were Ederson and Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva's not really been playing that much for Chelsea anyway. Ederson, Oh no, I'll just sub in De Gea, who are playing Newcastle.
Okay. Keepers are not available.
Oh god, but
Yeah.
yeah, no. Obviously, we'll do another update on Tuesday's podcast, Tuesday next week's podcast, of how we got on over the weekend and everything. But yeah,
Yes. Well, that's it from us. Go and enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. 8 o'clock here. Obviously, the England game has just kicked off. I'm going to go and have some dinner. Got a lovely little Caesar salad in the fridge waiting for me.
lovely job.
But yeah, no, Ollie, thanks for joining me again today, my brother.
That's all right. See you
We
tomorrow,
will
mate.
literally be back tomorrow, but this time we will have Harry and Bards with us.
And
Which will
maybe
be nice.
Mark, depending on if his back.
I think we'll just leave it with Mark for this week because I'd rather him just get better. We've got Bards coming in, so it's great, so it's calm. Mark, just get yourself better, bruv. We'll see you on Tuesday. Don't worry about tomorrow. Yeah. So apart from that, thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and hit notification
Bang! Right there on the screen. Instagram, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, everything. Follow us.
I'm so happy this has happened. Ollie, can you send us out, brother?
I can.
Just I've got a delivery. I love you all. Mo Farah sign. Mwah.
But yeah, thank you everyone. It will be another one tomorrow. Obviously, this podcast will be coming out on YouTube and Apple Music, Spotify, everything like that. Probably tomorrow or Friday. We might do a double up podcast. One will be live, one will just go on YouTube. But yeah, and if anyone hasn't noticed, hats to go with the jumpers soon come for all of you guys. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Peace out.